Hello. Hello and welcome, and it is pouring it down with rain here in Imola for Ero F5 round 7. And they'll all be thrilled. It's absolute, this is torrential rain, this is excellent stuff. Hopefully it's a little bit wet in the race as well. I've never seen it so wet on this game. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely love it. So they'll all be panicking, trying to change their setups to get a wet setup on, so they don't crash into a wall. Could be a few in the wall before they set a lap today. So all weekend it will be Imola for Ero. F5 being the start, of course, the greatest here. Start with it first and gradually get worse throughout the weekend. I'm joking, of course. So Reynolds is first out. He's braving it in these awful, awful conditions. Absolutely pouring it down with rain. Oh, there's going to be crashes. There's going to be absolute carnage, absolute chaos. It's what we love to see. Within reason, of course. Not too much dirty driving. We don't see any of that. Just a little bit of chaos. Throughout a few spins, a few cracking overtakes, and some drama with strategies and safety cars. No one really practicing the wet, they're all practicing the dry, so does provide entertainment. Reynolds the first to have a go at this, and he's very cautious on this outlap, as you probably would be in these conditions. So I've got a pretty good championship battle going on in F5 at the moment. We've got Boyman leading the way by a couple of points, and it really is a couple of points. Villeneuve just behind, as is Vinrals and Blackwolf. All four of them within 4 or 5 points of one another. And then there's another group of a couple of other drivers, Morgonius, Lee Webb, who's not actually here today, and Shaymaps actually is in that next little group of drivers. Shaymaps, of course, getting his first 2 podiums this season after racing for 5 seasons. 6, no. What season are we on? 8, 7 season. I think he's been here since the start. So he's pleased with the start to the year. He's either got a podium or not scored points. He's missed 2 races, not started, but yeah, it's best season ever, I'd say, so far for Shade Maps. Someone's gone. No, I just immediately thought it was Tim Lees, but no, it was Boyman who went, the championship leader. Interesting stuff. Vinrals just approaches the slow chicane. Let's see how he takes it. See if he cuts a bit of the chicane in the wet. You can probably cut. Yeah, beautiful. Stuck it quite well. Could have cut the second bit a little bit more, but it's very difficult to get the turning done quickly. No idea what pole time's going to be. In the dry, I think it's 1:16 something, but in the wet, who knows? Not me. Today I'm not looking at any comments on YouTube or looking at anything on my phone at all to try and prevent the game freezing and booting me out as it has done the past probably all races this year. So hopefully we've got a clean stream for you. Of course, last race we had the beautiful start in commentary, where I decided to try and set a new trend in commentating from inside a car at the back of the grid. It didn't really go well. We won't be trying that one again. So Vinrals has set the fastest lap by 1:29.6. I expect they're just going to go round and round and fuel up, get used to conditions, and just keep going until they crash. Here comes Villeneuve. A very steady first lap, 3 seconds off the pace to Vinrals, which is a little bit embarrassing. But Tim Lees has just had a new fastest lap of 1:29.5. Morgonius beats that immediately. As we watch the nice Ferrari, the different livery from whenever it was, Monza probably. The game's kept it on for a while, because why not? It's quite a nice looking car. Villeneuve having the tribute to Senna on his helmet, you might be able to see. Can't really see from there, but you see from outside the car. And the surprise of the day is Fatnik has gone on provisional pole position. T-Rex just behind. Still waiting to see something from T-Rex. Expected more pace from him. Somebody's gone. It's this man here. Catch me if you can. Louis Webb, the son of Lee Webb, who is off on his holidays. Getting some sun, well deserved after his previous few races. Been very, very excuse me, very something strenuous. He deserves a break. What a man. Boyman, championship leader, goes on provisional pole. I mean, this is just going to be going all the way over the place all the while, isn't it? As we say at Russia. Does a 28.9. So we're going to see, I think, significant improvement as people get used to conditions. And we still have a few drivers not to set a lap. We're not going to watch shame-ups because it invalidated the lap before a corner has happened. So that's impressive. We could watch... I don't know who we want to watch. Let's just do this and see what happens. Close my eyes. So we're going to see the Maverick finish a lap. That's quite good, actually. His teammate T-Rex just behind. Where does the Maverick pop out? It's actually slower than his previous lap, as T-Rex sets a fastest lap overall. So he's soon going to catch his teammate on this lap. He probably wants to back off and see what he can do on the next few laps. And Alpha Tauri has... I can't go on him because he's completely gone. Sites, he's lost it, he's binned it. So Saitsi, not having his best qualifying session. Starts from the back, but that could be a good thing with all the chaos that will happen in turn 1. So the yellow flags everywhere as Nico Hilterman joins the session, which is, I mean, he's a reserve, so he's quite entitled to do that and get involved. But he did say he wasn't going to be racing because he was playing with another man. Literally, his words, not mine. I didn't say anything seedy. That's what he said. But that's what he's been doing. He's obviously finished the job and is in the session. Hopefully he can get in a car. Fingers crossed. So Shane Mobb's on a lap yet? No. I mean, what's going on, man? You've had 2 podiums this year. He's on the gravel. Oh dear me, not good at all. So I don't think he's going to set up. Some people are going on intermediate tyres. Is it lighter rain? Could be the time for the inters, maybe. We'll soon see. T-Rex and Fatnik pretty close. Vindel's not too far behind. I mean, it's pretty close to the front 4, isn't it, really? The field spread's pretty large at the moment. So T-Rex finally showing that he's actually got some pace, having been moved from F3. F3 reserved straight down to F5 due to availability reasons. He can't make F4, otherwise he would be in there. Alongside me, but sadly I don't get to race against T-Rex as the Maverick has died. Right in the middle of the track, not off-putting at all for Parker, the self-claimed front runner, currently B12, but maybe he will show us what he can do and get further up the order before the end of the session. So we've seen a couple of people try the intermediate tyres. Everyone's pretty much going to the pits and going on the inters, I think, by the looks of it. So that tells me whoever's last across the line probably has the best shot at pole. you never know. As Villeneuve switches to the Inters as well. So it's probably Inters time. Everyone seems to be going for it. Pretty pointless coming out at the start of the session, to be honest, but they have done. They've got to be something to watch. Excuse me. Very tired, and of course we all have an early morning tomorrow to watch F1 Suzuka qualifying. 7 AM UK time start. 6 AM for the race, I think, which will be an early one, but we'll probably make it. And we'll see a wet race in Suzuka, which will be entertaining for everyone, similar to this qualifying session. Wet, wet, wet. As Isfod has gone purple in Sector 1, so the Alpine boys are really trying hard, but that could be just the condition getting better. Everyone's gone into Inters and Isfod remains on the wet tyres, so he may abandon and just come straight into the pits. Depends what the lap time's looking like. Who knows? We will stick with him. I'll try and get the first intermediate lap on stream, just so we can see what's happening. I think it might be Boyman who takes the first intermediate lap. So watch Isfod complete this lap and then switch over to the championship leader and see what he can do on the intermediate tyres. So Isfod's going to cross the line now. He does choose to finish the lap. It's probably for the best. It does a 1:30.2. It's not dreadful. Well, I think Boyman, he always knows on our laps, it must be Tim Lees that's in the wall. Fantastic. Not for him, of course. It was fantastic for the stream. But yeah, it's driving backwards, doing a little spin. Beautiful stuff. Stayed out of the way fantastically well. He's got a front wing. You won't be getting around very quickly there, but he does, of course, need to pit anyway for the intermediate tyres. So it's probably a blessing in disguise. Tim Lees still managed to spin at every race so far. Well, it's only quali. It's not the end of the world. Hopefully he doesn't spin in the race. I want to see him get back up there, because he could be a championship contender if he had a bit of consistency. Oh, well, to be fair, he's been very consistent, but consistently bad. So, rip Tim Lees. Sorry, mate. Truth. Facts. So, Fatnik P2 is on the intermediate tyres. Let's see what his Sector 1 time is. Has he improved? Well, obviously not like that, as he just lets Villeneuve straight by, so he must have had a poor lap as Arosha sets the fastest lap of the session, but on those wet tyres still. So, we will watch Villeneuve, because we know he's on the intermediate tyres, and we see the green stripes around. And we'll see if he's any quicker than before. Currently sits P9. Won't be wanting that, the second place man in the championship. But often... Oh, Boyman's gone. Boyman's lost it. As we see from Tim Lees, oh dear, seeing his teammate right in that wall there. And the McLarens needing new front wing chassis the lot today. But Boyman, that might be really bad for him as the track improves all the way. And he's going to start at least P5, and it's probably going to be a lot lower with the track evolution and people setting much quicker times on the intermediate tyres, potentially. Although Villeneuve's lap doesn't seem much better, if at all, as previously. It's not. It's actually slower. So maybe they take a couple of laps to warm up these Inters, and then they'll get going again. There is a Red Bull on the grass doing a bit of mowing, which is very considerate of him. Shade Mab's still yet to set a lap time, but you know, it's not stopped him before. T-Rex remains in the pits. Unknown reasons. Fatnik still out there pumping in the times. Morgoni's a bit of a surprise. We expect to see him a little bit higher up. Pits, obviously, for the intermediate tyre. It's probably his last chance to do so. 3 minutes left, and not really, but anyone needs to be diving into the pits now to get them tyres on and back out again. As Nico Hilterman has left the session, he's obviously going playing again with his friend. So Elliot Pocker remains on the wrong tyre. He's just pitting now to go on the correct one, probably. So that's a weird looking medical car. Okay. So Villeneuve significantly up this time. So we watch him finish the lap, and he's going to jump probably at least up to P6. Maybe higher, depending on how his last sector's been. And he's gone to P6. So there we go. Just behind his championship rival Boyman. Wouldn't that be interesting at the start, guys? That'd be fantastic. You've got Vinrals, Boyman and Villeneuve all within 3 cars of one another. We just need Blackwolf to get up there, and then it'll be absolute chaos. You've got 3 in front, Rocher, T-Rex and Fatney, not slow. So, yeah, this will be very entertaining. So I think the best time has still been set on the full wet tyres. Villeneuve's best on the inters, so it probably says the inters are quicker. Yeah, times could tumble. Times could really tumble. But if things stay as they are, Boyman and Villeneuve are going to stay close to one another. And they did collide in Monza a couple of times, I think. Of which I think Boyman got penalised for both of them. But, yeah, starting close to one another could be exciting. We've only got 5 more minutes to wait. No formation lap today as well, so we'll be straight into the action. So Tim Lees goes to set another lap. He is on the intermediate tyres, as is everyone out there now, apart from Suchel. T-Rex gone out on the wets. He's not confident on those inters. And a couple at the last bit of the grid. Villeneuve's gone. And it's not, it's just slowed down. It's me being cruel for no reason at all, as usual. So Tim Lees is holding everyone up here, but he is on a fast lap. He's not really holding people up. He's got Blackwolf just behind him, has he? No. Parker. Well, it's 50-50. I got it wrong. Never mind. So Tim Lees apparently has set a purple sector 2. So he's well on his way to really getting his championship back alive. If he can get it on pole here, this could be exactly what he needs. And all his rivals to DNF a few races, of course, as well. But you've got to start somewhere. It's not over till it's over. We are only 6 or 7 races in. As Tim Lees goes P6. Separates Villeneuve and Boyman, probably for the best. For now. Very close still as T-Rex sets the fastest lap of the session. 27.7, significantly quicker than everyone else. And that's on the full wet tyres. And everyone now is on their last lap. So who can challenge for pole? Villeneuve's gone purple in sector 2. So we're going to stick with Villeneuve. It's going to be next across the line. We have had a few finished. Fatnik finished. Vries finished. Shademos finished. Blackwolf in the pits. Boyman, the Maverick, Sightsee have all binned it. And the Sightsee before he's even set lap time. So we're looking at this map. Villeneuve rounds the final corner. A little bit squirrely on the exit. Hugs the wall. Closest as he can. He goes P2. Great lap from Villeneuve. 27.9. Huge improvement. Next across the line is... a Haas. Not that Haas, the other one, but we'll watch him pop up somewhere. No, he won't. So, Louis Webb has failed spectacularly. Vinrals also pits. What's happening here? No one's taking a lap time. So we've got Morgonius, also invalidated. So Tim Lees is the next one. What can he do? Can he challenge for those front positions for the first time this season? Can he jump his teammate? Yes, he can. He goes on provisional pole position. Tim Lees, the German driver. Fantastic stuff. As we see Swistak in the wall. What's going on? No idea. Either way, Istvod, the last man across the line. And he's going to pit. So, Tim Lees gets pole position. Great lap from him. T-Rex just behind. Villeneuve in P3. Very close between the top, well, 2, 3 and 4. Fatnik, Vinrals and Boyman, 5, 6 and 7. And then the rest of the times start to drop off a little bit significantly. Tough conditions. We'll see what it's like in the race, hopefully. Equally tough. As I think we're just waiting for Istvod to be wheeled into the garage. And then we will be on our way. Have a quick power nap overnight, and we'll be straight on it for the Imola race. So well done, Tim. He got a bit of stick that qualifying session, but he puts it on pole position, proves his haters wrong. Fantastic stuff. It's what we like to see. Hopefully he can have a good performance from there. 4 tenths above the rest there. As we, like I say, 2, 3 and 4, very close pace-wise, so that could get very interesting. And Boyman obviously not showing his potential because he's been into a wall. Apparently he's from Cameroon this week. Unknown reasons, not sure that's allowed, but he is Dutch. We know this. I think that's the Cameroon flag. Unknown. Who else is around? Seitz is also Germany's Dutch, so I don't know what they're playing at today. Well, they're a bunch of jokers. Dun. Dun, 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 dun. There's some nice solar panels there. I recommend everyone gets them now with the energy crisis. Get your solar panels in. Look after those costs. Although I might put the heating on because it's absolutely freezing in here, so I'll have to bite the bullet. Although I don't want it too hot for the race later, or decisions. I'll brace the cold and warm myself up when I'm racing in F4 later at 8 PM. Don't forget, if you're enjoying this wonderful stream, like and subscribe. Always pouring it down, fantastic stuff. Everyone needs to watch if they're not already. Look at the marshals there on the balcony. They can't wait for it to get started. They're frothing at the mouth. This wet race, it looks like it's pouring it down with the rain as well. Torrential downpour, no formation laps, so they have no idea at all what the conditions are like into turn 1. There's gonna be carnage. I'm so sorry for the stewards. Absolute awful to steward this turn 1. We know that's going to happen already, but yeah, you never know. It might be completely clean and everyone gets through it beautifully and no one crashes all race. Here we go then. The start of the Imola Grand Prix. It's 5 lights. It's lights out and away they go, very slowly away. I think they're all on the full wets. As Tim Lees gets a fantastic start, they are on the full wet time. Oh, there's been an incident already. Oh my word, T-Rex has lost it immediately. That is outrageous. It's got to be a safety car, surely. It's certainly a virtual safety car. They've all slowed down tremendously. There's been severe collision between Bindles and Rocha. As we saw, I don't know what happened to T-Rex there. He's lost traction. He's bent it straight to the wall. I mean, he's done a Stephen Pradbu. Absolute fantastic. Stevie the TV at Monza in season 6 or 5, one of the two. Go and watch that and you'll see exactly what T-Rex did there. Bending it to the wall immediately before turn 1. A virtual safety car has been deployed. Luckily, not the full course safety car. We'll be getting away very soon. I hope it gives us a chance to catch our breath. There's probably some front wing damage for this man Rocha because he has smashed into the back of someone, although he doesn't look like he's got too much damage, so he's got away with one there. So T-Rex still fails to show his potential. He's binned it immediately at turn 1, turn 0.5 probably. It wasn't seen turn 1, what we call it, I don't know. But either way, he's gone. He's out of this race. I'm going to be very, very disappointed with how that's gone. Meanwhile, position changes. Who's had a good start? It didn't look like many of them did. Any changes? Yes, Roche's gone down the order. Fatney's gone up 3 places. Fantastic stuff. Saisi up 8. Wow. Parker smashed into Swisstack under virtual safety car. Congratulations to both of them. And he's down 5 places as a result. And we've gone green. We have gone green. So we are on almost lap 2. We've gone green. No DRS, of course, in these wet conditions. Tim Lees, of course, that's the fastest lap of the race. As you would expect, it's lap 1. So a lot of drivers pitting. A lot of drivers have problems. We've got Boyman and Villeneuve, the 2 championship protagonists, nose to tail through turn 2 and 3. I've got a feeling we're watching quite a lot of these guys. This race could get a bit tasty. Keep it clean, boys. We don't want to see any collisions. So we see 4 or 5 drivers in the pits for a front wing change immediately. But there will no doubt be a safety car, so keep your head up. As we see Seitz, he's spinning in the background as Shamabs is up to P11 already, just by staying on the road. Fantastic. Can I get another podium? 2 in a row. Wouldn't that be something? So this looks to be the closest battle. And there's the 2 Champions League. Although no, there's a battle for the lead. Fatnik and Tim Lees very close to one another as well. So it's tough to watch. Which one do we watch? The Championship battle or the Battle of the Race? I think probably Battle of the Race, as Lee Webb has spawned in the background. Made an outrageous claim yesterday. He said he was faster than me, which was quite offensive, to be honest. But anyway, he's not proving that yet. That's P16, oh dear. Anyway, here comes Fatnik. He's not using ERS. I don't think he's going for the move. Villeneuve is defending a little bit. He's got more ERS than Boyman. As Vinral's all over the back. The other championship protagonists. They've got a 3-way battle. All 3 championship oh no! Boyman's gone. He's gone wide and Vinral's is through. Boyman's gone straight into the gravel. He's missed his braking point completely. Oh, the pressure's got to him. Absolutely horrendous. As Vinral sneaks through and he can just about keep up with Villeneuve ahead. But further forward, Fatnik is going for a move on Tim Lees. There's a little bit of contact, rubbing wheels. Side-by-side action into the hairpin. Oh, it's a tough place to overtake there, but Tim Lees stays ahead. Through some little bit of a sketchy corner there. But they're through unscathed. No damage for any of them that I can see, as Boyman has stayed on the back of Vinral's just about, so we should still see a good fight later on. Didn't lose too much time from that error into turn 1. Villeneuve gaining as well on the lead, so this could get a little bit interesting, as Sutton and Morgonius are pretty close to one another, but nothing doing there. Still the closest battle is this one here for the lead, Fatnik and Lees. Field spread massive because of those people who had to pit. Fatnik's he's had a massive moment. He's all over the back of Tim Lees, or he was, and I don't think he will be now, because he's had a huge moment out of the final corner. He's having to use ERS just to keep up with him. And Villeneuve's not really closed into me. That's a bit of a surprise. Must have had a really bad exit too. As Fatnik sort of streaks away a little bit, and he's all over the back of Tim Lees. Tim Lees is going to feel the pressure all the way to the checkered flag, no doubt. Keep it on the road, son, and you'll get your first win of the season. Be lovely to see. For all those neutral viewers out there. It's Villeneuve just keeping behind these guys and watch the chaos unfold, I think. Fatnik all over the back. He's so close to Tim Lees through every corner. Look, he's gaining all the time. You can't overtake up into this corner. No. This would be suicide. Stays right up his gearbox. Beautiful camera angle. Will he dive down the inside of the slow chicane? Not from there. There'll be serious repercussions if he tried that one. Took the corner beautifully. It's got to be said. He's got a much better exit than Tim Lees here, and he might have a go into the final corner, which would be something special. He's going to go for it. I think he's going to dive down the inside of the final corner. Yes, he is. He's got the move done. Beautiful stuff from Fatnik. Fantastic exit. He's gone a little bit wide. Tim Lees has got the switchback on him. Brilliant driving from these guys. Tim Lees give him all the space in the world. Now it's a drag race all the way down to turn 1. Will they keep... Oh, there's contact! Oh, careful. Look at how close they got together there. I'm sure they rubbed wheels. Anyway, Vinral's all over the back of Villeneuve in the background. He's just got past him. They're going to be too wide, 2 by 2 into the first corner. Vinral's got the job done pretty convincingly as Fatnik squeezes Tim a little bit, but gets the job done as Vinral's now all over the back of Tim. He's probably not going to be able to get through there. Is he going to dive down the inside with an absolute suicide lunge? No. Wise move. So Fatnik getting his elbows out there. And yeah, he's got past Tim Lees. Did look the faster car for the previous 2 laps as Vries, not Tim Lees, but Vries has gone. Shabab's now up to P10. Quietly going out his business. No spins, no dramas. These are their points. That's how he gets his podiums. So the front 4 have changed around a little bit. Boyman's still in P5, but he is very, very close to Villeneuve behind, as Vinral's is right up the gearbox of Tim. Tim will be sick of having a car right in his mirrors. He'll be feeling that pressure. He can't quite keep touch with Fatnik. He needs a good section of corners there. Oh, Tim's run a little bit wide. Villeneuve's got a bit of a job on with Boyman behind as well. But Vinral's dangerously close coming into the final few corners to Tim Lees. Seitz is binned it. That could be a safety car. It could be a safety car, this could. We'll soon see. It's normally quicker than this, so I'm going to say it's not a safety car. So we'll carry on. Seitz is binned it. But here comes Vinral's, who's looked absolutely brilliant for the past few races. Fantastic driving. Can't get the job done on Tim. Tim obviously defends quite well. Yeah, we can see Sykes' car there in the gravel. No safety car. Race director thinks it's all fine. A few people in the pits. Is that because of damage? Surely not pitting for tyres already. It must be. So this race is chaos all throughout. There's only really the front 5, and then the rest of them, I don't think they're going to get seen all race because they're all miles away from everyone. But anyway, we don't care. Vinral's is all over the back of Tim Lees. This one's got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Could be a feature of the race later on. Didn't expect it in lap 6, but Vinral's still all over the back of Tim Lees. Oh, Tim's going to be sweating. Absolutely sweating. Horrible conditions to have a car right behind you. Oh, look, he's pushing him through the score. He's going to dive up the inside of the chicane. He's going to dive up the inside of the chicane. Here he goes. He's close. Not close enough. Sensible, really. That would have been suicide. As we just see more people getting time penalties for exceeding track limits. Certainly that chicane could be the one where it's a big challenge. If we see, have a look at the tyres. All people have gone on to inters. That's why people are pitting. Interesting. We've missed this because we don't know what I'm doing or talking about or anything. But anyway, people have gone to the intermediate tyres. So when do the front lot go on it? Oh, as Boyman gets past Villeneuve, Villeneuve must have a huge moment into the final. Oh, they're both pitted. They've both gone for it. They've both pulled the trigger. And Boyman and Villeneuve are both in the pits, and the front 3 stay out on the wet tyres. People are getting lapped already. This is awful for them. Swistak and Catch Me If You Can, I believe, have been lapped. Oh dear, that's not great at all because it's pretty much race over. Well, it won't be because these guys will pit. So if these guys pit and then the safety car, maybe they catch up. So stick it out, you'll be fine. So Villeneuve comes out right behind Boyman. They're going to be on cold tyres. This could be a bit interesting. This is all about driver skill here. Who can keep it on the road for the first few corners? Who will be sensible? Who will be silly? We will keep one eye on the Delta to Vinral's and Lees because that could be a bit tasty later on. As Villeneuve dropping back and back, he can't cope with these cold tyres, and as Boyman gets away a little bit. As we have had another spinner. I think it is Louis Webb. The driver is faster than me in last place and a couple of laps down. Which, fair play, if I was in this race, maybe I'd DNF by now. But who knows? He was always going to get slated. He knows this. I think that's why he said it. He wanted slated in commentary. But anyway, if you make claims, you have to deliver. Otherwise, I'm afraid you'll be a laughing stock for the rest of your Ero career. This man knows more than that, although he does just set the fastest lap of the race, Elliot Parker, so perhaps he's a front runner. Who knows? But anyway, Vinral's and Lees, will they pit this time? Lees does, Vinral's does also. Fatnik's also in the pits. So, will Boyman have jumped a lot of them? He's got purple in Sector 2, so it could well be that Boyman and Villeneuve pitting that lap earlier jump the lot of them. This could get interesting. We're going to watch this very closely. It's hard to predict from now. I think they're all out of the box, out of the pits. Oh, someone puts in front of them. I think that's Louis Webb. He will definitely be a lap down now. So Boyman, how close will this be? The speed differential is going to be intense. This is going to be absolute carnage. He's going to send it down the inside of Vinral's and maybe Lees as well. No, he's backed out. It's his teammate. Otherwise, he'd be right in there, I'm sure. But anyway, Tim Lees on them cold tyres will let his teammate through, or will he play for himself? He wants that win. He's playing for himself. It looks like he's not gonna. There's no team orders at McLaren. Fantastic stuff. That's what we like to see. Some hard racing amongst teammates. As Boyman's going to dive down the inside of Tim. There's not really a massive fight as Tim's going to get the switchback though. He's going to get the switchback and go down the inside of the next corner. It's going to be absolute carnage. But Boyman's just about got the line as Boyman takes the provisional lead because Fatnik's still on the wet tyres. He's pitted and he's gone on the wet. Mistake. Vinral's now all on the back of Tim Lees as Boyman's hold up Tim a little bit, and Vinral's is going to capitalise, it looks like. Oh, Vinral's careful. It's very, very close. As Louis Webb's DNF'd, he has gone. Still no safety car. Safety car really spice things up here, but not to be. As Fatnik, yeah, he's pitted. Oh dear. Dear, dear, dear. Well, you can't pit again. You just have to carry on. It is pitted. Ferrari strategists have obviously gone to Aston Martin for the weekend, and they put the wet tyres on. Oh, my word. Absolute nightmare. So Boyman leads the way. Fastest lap of the race. Tim Lees... Well, Boyman doesn't lead, but he soon will be. Vindel's all over the back of Tim. Vindel's going to get the job done here quite easily around the outside. Ooh, Tim makes his car very wide. Ooh, does he leave a car's width? Not sure. Did he have to? Again, unknown. But anyway, Vindel's is behind. Villeneuve is dropping back from this pack. He's not being able to keep up, and Morgonius is coming back into play when Villeneuve's concerned. So I'm very surprised there's no safety cars yet. Obviously we had that VSC immediately, but surprising that those two DNFs haven't brought out the safety car. It's interesting. Interesting to see, really. Maybe the wet conditions play with the game's, settings or something. I don't know. We don't know with this game. It's a bit dodgy sometimes, isn't it? But we carry on. We power through. Same conditions for everyone, of course, as Boyman's going to get past Fatnik. Into the chicane. Will there be a collision? Fatnik's not going to give this up. Oh, they're going too wide through the chicane. Oh, Fatnik and Boyman. What on earth is happening there? So Fatnik and Boyman are trying to go side by side through the chicane. Absolute suicide. And Boyman's all over the back of Fatnik now. Fatnik not giving an inch on clearly the wrong tyre, but he's not giving an inch at all. It's a beautiful defence through these set scores. Well, not really, because Boyman's down the inside. What does Fatnik do? Well, I don't know, really. As Boyman goes wide, they're going to be 4 wide by turn 1 as Fatnik gives up. Pits. Tim Lees now all over the back of Boyman, but he's not going to be able to overtake because Vindels is just on his outside. Be really, really careful here, guys. Vindels dotting back forth. Where's he going to go? Whoa, careful. Look at this. Oh, this is a bit questionable as Tim Lees gets a terrible exit and Vindels are going to get past him. It's a beautiful move from Vindels. Overtake of the month, perhaps. Beautiful. Love that. That must have looked brilliant from his POV as well. And Villeneuve's all over the back of this train now after that fight. They're all going crazy at one another. And Villeneuve is back in contention. As we see, Roche set the fastest lap in P12. Wow. Fatnik's now on the right tyre. He's gone down to P11. Absolute heartbreak, Fatnik. Heartbreak. Although he did ruin my race in F4 last week, so karma. Not intentionally, I might add. It was very unfortunate. I just smashed into the back of him as he was spinning through the track. But there's a sadistic part of me, so it's a little bit of pleasure seeing him on the wrong tyre, but that's just me. So Morgonius now joins the party out of nowhere. It's a great battle. I mean, they're all pretty close, this top 5. It's quite nice to see. I mean, Blackwolf's nowhere to be seen, but he should be in the mix pace-wise. But maybe later on, maybe he's biding his time, saving his tyres, saving his ERS, waiting for that inevitable safety car. As Boyman powers away. Saying the fast lap, he doesn't really power away. Vindel's all over the back of Boyman as well. So this is getting brilliant, this championship battle. It's going to be fantastic. So it looks like the rain is slowly stopping. It's certainly a little lighter than it was at the start, so it is possible that we switch to dries by the end of this. Oh, Boyman's got a 3-second penalty. That could be huge at the end of the race. As he just pushes the limits a little bit too far and goes wide and gets that third warning of the day. Vindel's staying in touch. Tim Lees dropped off, and Villeneuve really needs to get past Tim if he's got any hopes of winning this race ahead of Vindel's and Boyman. Ahead of him, his 2 championship rivals. So Villeneuve P4, good race really so far, but 2 of his close championship rivals are ahead of him, so it will be a net loss. Morgonius really causing Villeneuve problems. Keeping him honest, as is Vindels and Boyman. It's not we move here. Boyman is defending, but don't think Villeneuve's attacking, so it's probably a bit of waste of ERS, but he is bridging the gap a little bit. Morgonius not quite close enough to Villeneuve, and Blackwolf is now in P6, so he needs to really get a move on and catch up with these guys, see if he's got any pace in the locker. Who knows? So how many guys have been lapped? Is that nobody? Nobody been lapped? Oh yes, of course, because they both crashed who got lapped, didn't they? So yeah, Swistak's close to being lapped, but not quite just yet. As the Maverick has been, well, let's be honest, he's been a Maverick, and he's gone onto the soft tyres. I'm pretty sure it's still raining. It is still raining. It's way too early. Way too early. A lot of people are doing it. Maybe I'm wrong. Hard tyres definitely not the right thing to do, but we're going to watch these very closely as people pit on the dry tyres. It's going to skate straight on. Oh dear. It's much better off than Suckle, though, who on the hard tyres cannot get any temperature in at all. And look at this. The pace differential is huge. There's going to be a collision here. So the Maverick backs off. Can't quite get by. If this is faster than Inter's... Oh dear. Oh, they're struggling on the dry tyres. The Subtle goes wide. I'm not sure it's time. I'm not sure it's time, you know. I'm not sure it's time yet. Oh, no. They're looking like they're struggling a little bit. But Boyman's in. Vinral's in as well. Tim Lees, who's going to brave it and stay on Inter's. Not Tim. He's going to get held up by Boyman. Foolish move. So they've all pitted. So maybe the Maverick is going to leapfrog the lot of them. Seems very unlikely from about 40 seconds behind, but it certainly gives them a bit of a marker. As Boyman goes on the mediums and Vinral's gone on to the softs. Everyone else has gone to the hard tyres. Oh, the hards. We've seen Suckle go off on them. I think Boyman's got it right here. I think Blackwolf and Boyman got it right. Softs aren't going to go to the end. Absolutely not. Vinral's has thrown this away. And the hard tyres, yeah, they'll go to the end, but they're going to be horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. But it keeps it entertaining, doesn't it? As Morgonius is all at the back of Villeneuve, and we did see Villeneuve struggle when he came out the pits last time on those cold tyres. So, is he going to struggle again? Morgonius seems to have pace. He's fired the tyres up immediately, and Villeneuve's had a massive moment, and Morgonius immediately passed as Villeneuve struggles to heat up those tyres. Maybe it's all to do with tyre pressures with tyre warm-up, but that will mean his tyres will last longer and he'll be better off towards the end of the stint. Morgonius clearly firing them up. Craziness. But will tyre temps be an issue in these cold conditions? I don't know what I'm talking about, really. Not a clue. I mean, Vinrals, what are you doing on the softs? What are you doing on the softs? What a letdown. So, all things being equal, Boyman's probably got this in the bag, even though Vinral's all over the back of him. Vinral's is 100% pitting again. Boyman may have to, but he's going to stretch it. There could be a well-timed safety car to help Vinral's out. As DRS is enabled now, Vinral's are going to get by Boyman very easily. No point in defending this from Boyman, and he's not doing. He's going to sit behind him. See if we get the slipstream. There's Morgonius has DRS on Tim Lees. Great performance by Tim so far. It's the Maverick sets the fastest lap of the session. Obviously, it was on those soft tyres, not going to last. But so he has transitioned to dry. Maybe he'll pour it down at the end of the race. Oh, that'd be nice. Oh, that'd be tasty. Nice late safety car. Everyone on the dries. Shade Mabs pits for the Inters and wins the race. Prediction. If that becomes a reality, I think I might have another heart attack. So, Boyman dropping back from Vinral's to be expected for now, but Vinral's have got serious work to do to pull out that gap. Morgonius all over the back of Tim Lees. Villeneuve dropped back significantly, but coming back into it now, he's warmed those tyres up. As they are about to lap Swistak, who no doubt would have seen the absolutely devastating penalty someone got in F4. 16 penalty points for ignoring blue flags. Swistak wisely gets out of the way because F5 drivers know how to drive. Well done, guys. Doing the division proud. On the whole, these boys aren't bad, to be fair. They have a few little strops here and there, but no big dramas. To be expected when battling at this intensity and high level, week in, week out. Vinral's not getting away enough. Might get podium if he's lucky. A lot of time penalties are falling now. I mean, Swiss Stats race is over, which is a shame. He's getting out of the way. I mean, he's doing a very good job of getting out of the way of people. Commendable, really, but sadly, it's just a practice session for him. Fatney gets past Sukol. Looked quite an easy one. We only saw the end of it. Didn't look too difficult as Rocha now all at the back of Sukol as well. So this could be the battle for now. Nothing much else going on. Morgoni's not quite close enough to Tim Lees on this lap, so we'll stay with these guys. And I think Rocha is going to eat Sukol up for breakfast. On this straight, they're going to both have DRS, but we look how close Rocha is. He's got the traction with this softer tyres. Going to sweep straight around the outside. Have the inside line for the next corner, as Villeneuve's had a problem because Black Wolf is passed, and Villeneuve's lost a lot of time there, so he must have gone off the track. And now Villeneuve down into P6. It goes from bad to worse for the Portuguese driver. Morgoni's a little bit closer this lap, but not close enough to do anything too special. As Vries is all over the back of Sukol now. So Sukol really struggling. Vries dives down the inside of the hairpin, gives it a good go. Side by side now. This could be interesting. Still no, Sukol backs out and makes it boring for us all. Well, Vries goes a little bit wide, Sukol goes even wider. And there won't be any switchback or anything there. Sukol's on the wrong tyres. Morgonius really close to Tim Lees now. Definitely going to get the job done here. Tim Lees has got a lot more ERS, but there's no defending this. No defending. Yeah, Morgonius got the outside line. Not sure that's the best place to be honest. We'll soon find out. There's contact. Tim Lees keeps the place. Battling hard for that first podium of the season. After having an awful start by his own standards. As he runs a little bit wide and Morgoni's got the run on him. He's going to dive down the inside of the hairpin. No. Could have done there. Could have made a dive. But he's better than that. And chose not to. Rocha and Fatney going side by side through the first sector. Dangerous. But they've done it anyway. I think Vinrals has got a penalty now as well, so that's not helped his cause. Even though his race is pretty much over, and let's be honest, Boyman's got this in the bag. There's no hope for anyone else. Fatnik's left the session, so he's got internet issues. No need to re-invite. It's a friends-only session, so we will just let him rejoin if he wants. If he can, of course. Just completely have. Bad internet is obviously Vries going to get past him because Fatnik's out of the session, so there's no real battle there. Morgoni's not close this time. I think he'll just stay behind for a couple of laps now. Needed to get the job done a lot earlier. Last lap was the lap, but Tim was having none of it. Slammed that door in his face and kept him P3. So 18 laps out of the 32 gone. As Morgoni's got a great drive out there. Is he going to send it down the inside of the fast chicane? No, more sensible than that. But again, he's really close through this section. Oh, you really could dive down there. Really could dive down there. Excuse me. I always forget to get a drink before commentary. It's an absolute disaster. I can't miss any of this action. Anything could happen. So this is the battle. Morgonius on Tim Lees. It's not really any battles unless we go down to P14, which I'm not inclined to do. If you want to be able to stream, be faster. Vinrals pits after 5 laps. Surely the softs last longer than 5 laps. Anyway, he's pitted. He's gone to the mediums, to the end of the race now, of course. Here comes Morgonius, is a bit closer. Tim Lees is trying to defend with ERS. Will it be enough? It looks like it will be. Someone's lost it. I think it's Isfod. But anyway, Morgonius, who does get a bit of drive out of Sector 1. Will this be the time he gets a great exit out of this corner and sends up the inside of the hairpin? No, he's further back this time. But all the while, Black Wolf is getting closer and closer because Tim Lees is just snailing around the circuit and allowing his teammate Boyman to get further and further away. And yeah, if Boyman doesn't win this race, then he's done something massively, massively wrong. Or got very unlucky with the late safety car and obviously the time penalties got, of course. Safety car now, and Tim Lees will be right back in the action. They'd all pit onto the same tyres. Although, no, they wouldn't, actually. Boyman would have to pit on the hards, and Tim and Morgonius will go on the medium, so it would swing around. So safety car now would spice things up. Boyman will be praying that doesn't happen. But, yeah, I'd be surprised if there wasn't a safety car, to be honest. It would be a bit of a shock for me, but stranger things have happened. Shade Mouse have got 2 podiums, for example, this season. That's pretty odd. So Morgonius, again, not close enough this time. But he is gaining. ERS-wise, he's not got any left. I mean, it's just charge your battery 5 laps. Just take the pain. 5 laps, stay behind him, charge your battery, and then eat it all up in one go. As Elliot Parker's gone. He's got going again, though, so there's no safety car. Rocha pits, so 8 laps looks about right for the soft tyres. That's awful. Seems painful. I'm sure we could stretch them to 15 if we really wanted to. I might try that later. Stretch this off to the 15 lap mark. No idea on tyre wear. I've just done a few laps of time trial. Hope for the best, really. Can't really bother to practice during the week. But Morgonius all over the back of Tim Lees is not going to send it down the inside of the chicane. Tim, good defending actually through there. Parks his car in the middle of the road almost, and yeah, nothing doing. So Morgonius needs to get better at this last 2 set of corners to have a run on Tim Lees, and he's still not charged his battery. So he's overusing his battery in places where there's absolutely no need at all. Yeah, well, I don't think he's getting by here, to be honest, because of his ERS is so low, but you never know. It'll be close anyway. 3 tenths, 2 tenths, 1 tenth. They're going to be side by side. Tim Lees has shut the door again. And Morgonius still behind. Just get a bit more clever with the ERS. But Morgonius going for it now. He's got a great run out of turn 3. Oh, you can't overtake there. That's the problem. It's a real difficulty. As Blackwolf spun. Blackwolf has spun. He's very careful to stay out of people's way. Coming back onto the track. Does that nicely just about. Oh, no, he doesn't stay ahead of the Maverick. But he's got going again and promotes Villeneuve to P5. And Vindel's now P4 after that dreadful strategy error. And Black Wolf, we're not sure what he's doing. He's done a Nicholas Latifi. He's took the wrong turn. He's gone round the wrong road. And unfortunately, that sends him down into P10. I know Nicholas Latifi's, a goat and everything, but you've got to go the right way. Morgonius dropped off massively there, so he's had a clear issue through this lap. But I think he'll gain pretty easily. He's definitely got a pace on Tim, so he just needs to bide his time for a little while. And I think Black Wolf has gone again. Oh dear me, I don't know what to say. Rubbish, really. I mean, you know all the words for it. An absolute disaster. He's getting out of people's way. Breaking marker boards. What is he doing? He's got a 10-second penalty for exceeding track limits because he gained a clear advantage there. Absolutely. What is he doing though? This is very interesting. He's obviously got hot tyres, but okay. So he's gone down. He's not going to win championships like that. And Morgonius immediately back on Tim Lees. So if he just gets a little bit, look, why is he using ERS here? Why on earth would he use ERS there? You're never going to get past Tim at that point, so don't use ERS there. Don't use it for all of the lap, and use it all down the main straight. That's all you got to do. Sensible. Just be a bit clever. If he uses it here, I'll go absolutely nuts. What is he doing? There's absolutely no brain cell with this guy. Unbelievable. Thomas Morgan, sort yourself out, mate. Get some tactics right. Black Wolf was retired in the pits, so that's fine. But yeah, little bit of coaching here. I'm no genius. Right? I'm not perfect on F1. I'm not by a long stretch. I'm not very good really. But tactically, save your ERS all the while. There's no point using it now really because you're too far back. So save it until you can deploy it to actually get the job done. Because otherwise you're just wasting it, because you're going to get holed up at that corner where you can't overtake, and then you're going to use ERS to just be nowhere really. So, you know, yeah, there's a lesson from me for you. Every other aspect, don't listen to me, but strategy, tactics, absolutely, I'm the man. Controversial. But here he goes again, using ERS before he's even put his throttle down. He's not using it now. It is habit sometimes. It's hard to get out of that habit, but you've really got to consciously do it and save that ERS, because Tim's just got the ERS advantage. He's never going to let anyone by. Meanwhile, Boyman is having a doddle of a race. Frankly, it must be boring. There's no one around him. He's got a 13-second lead. It's a bit dull, really. Never mind. He'll have more fun races to come. But will his tyres last another 8 laps? Perhaps they'll go off. Perhaps Tim Lees can catch up. About 10 seconds. Seems unlikely, but one spin from Boyman and everything could change. Morgonius still sits behind Tim Lees. ERS deployment error. If he does finish behind him, I'm afraid it is all about the ERS strategy. Maybe Tim's got a really good... Morgonius gets a penalty for exceeding track limits. It's a bit unfortunate. It's irrelevant, really. As Elliot Parker has binned it. He's still going, though. Where are these safety cars? Come on, we need a safety car. We need someone to do a horrendous error and bin in the wall to make it a little bit more interesting. Because there's not much going on at all. Look at the gaps, 13. Then we've got this one. Then we've got Vinrose 2 back. Maybe he'll catch up. Villeneuve 7 seconds back. Oh dear. Vries 6, then 2, then 11, 6, 3, 3, 2, 13. Then Swiss Stacks 1 minute 23 behind the lot of them. He's obviously stopped off for a cup of tea somewhere. Had a quick cuppa and then got back in his car. Boyman could probably do that at the moment. He's so far back. But yeah, I mean, Morgan has still got no ERS. You literally just got to not press the button for a lap. See what happens. Do it for another few laps. And then go. Because soon, Vinrose are going to be all over the back of him. And it's not going to be long at all because Vinrose on better tyres. I think Vinrose could get past both of them. Could get P2, which he needs that to keep his championship alive. Vinrose, I'm afraid, has lost this race because of strategy. Very, very sad. Why would he put the soft tyres on? No idea. No idea. But we learn from our mistakes. You got to make them, otherwise you'd never learn, you'd never get better, you'd never improve. Speaking of mistakes, Morgonius has slightly rectified his mistake in the sense that... Oh no, he's using ERS again. I mean, what is he gaining from this? Oh, no, no, no. If you watch the stream, if you watch the stream now, if you watch the stream afterwards, please, please review ERS usage and use it more sensibly. There's been a crash! Fatnik, oh, he's not binned it. Well, Fatnik spun and got me excited, but nothing happened. Morgan is still close enough, but he's just sort of there, isn't he? He's there, but nothing's happening. You know, if I could control his ERS, it'd be past him. It'd be past him by now, which sadly I can't. But we can still watch him put the pressure on Tim Lees for a while. Tim's obviously got a pretty low downforce setup to keep him behind anyway. But he does have that massive advantage. I mean, why is... Look at this. He's just wasted all of his battery that he'd saved up, built up through Sector 1. wasted it all when he could have saved that and deployed it on the back straight and got past Tim. He only needs to do it, I think, for 1 or 2 laps to save his battery and just buy him. I'm getting quite frustrated with this. Look at Vinals. Vinals knows how it's doing. He's got 40% battery. He knows he's got the pace. He's not going to use it until the straight, I'm sure. So they could cut the chicane a bit more than that on entry. Vinals has cut it massively on exit and got a 3-second penalty result. Absolute disaster for Vinals. Let's have a quick look at penalties. So Vinals now 6 seconds. Oh dear me. Morgan is 3, Boyman 3. Not going to make a difference though. Late safety car, and Boyman is well and truly in trouble. As still we see no ERS for Morgonius. And Vinals could well be past him now. That's how much of an advantage. Oh, Vinals, it's probably gone early with that. It's wasted 20% of his battery. Oh, I'm not sure about that move. So we'll see if... Oh, Vinals! He's had a massive moment. He's spun. He needs to get that car spun around before anyone comes around the corner. Oh, no. No. Although, Parker lap down. Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's a good job I'm not a steward. Anyway, Vinals has got moving again. But Villeneuve is all on the back of him now, and that's wasted Vinals shots at probably the podium. But Morgoni is still in with a chance if he can get by and then get 3 seconds down the road, which seems possible, to be fair. If he gets past him, I think he's got the pace on Tim throughout the track. It's just the straight line he can't get past. So important to have top speed, I think, in Imola, it looks, which is bad news because I've got a really low eye downforce set up. And I've not really got much time to prepare in the sense that it's only about an hour away till lights out in F4. But never mind, I'll live. It's only a bit of fun, isn't it? I've probably been in a wall turn 1. Morgoni's a lot closer this time. He is saving his ERS this time though, so I think he's finally, the penny has dropped that he actually needs to save some ERS. And he might save it for 3 or 4 laps and then get him on the last lap. Because by the last lap, Tim Lees will have nothing left. Although Morgoni might have a go here. He's been behind him for so long, he might go for a desperate lunge. If he gets a good exit through here, desperate lunge into the hairpin. He's had a couple of chances. He's not gone for it this time either. It's probably his best chance, actually, because he's not really very good at the last 2 corners and always doesn't seem to get a very good drive off it. Could all be setup related. But we don't really know. There's not really much happening here. Fatnick's just got past the Maverick. I missed it. Got him into that turn. I think the Maverick could well get him back here. So we will watch this. It seems like it could be an overtake. The crowd will go wild if there is. The Maverick's not using DRS though, so... give up. Absolute give up. Anyway, here he goes again using DRS in... places unknown. I mean, it's all about energy saving. I said this about the solar panels before the race. All about saving energy. We've failed to do that this race. That has been the story. But here we go. He's got 13%. Can he deploy it all and get past him? He's not close enough. He's 5 tenths behind. He's trying to save. You need to save all lap. Come on. Just do it for 1 lap for me, please. Look at the ERS he's got now, 14%. It's gaining, it's up and up and up. All lap, no ERS. Come on. Reese is going to get past Villeneuve quite easily. So Villeneuve clearly struggling today. Not got the pace around him. We've seen Villeneuve goes wide into turn 1, so he can't even stick with Reese, which is a bit of a surprise. Maybe it's damage or something, I don't know, but... we'll soon see. Morgonius has saved more ERS this time. He's not deploying it. Fantastic stuff. He's got 20%. He's going to have 25 by the time he gets to the straight. Tim Lees has got a little bit more, but that doesn't matter. At least Morgonius got more than usual. So he's still using it into the hairpin. You're not going to get him into the hairpin. Stop using the ERS. Oh dear me. Well, it gives us something to talk about, doesn't it? Nothing else is happening. So anyway, what happened this race then? A quick summary. T-Rex did a Stevie in, well, before turn 1, turn 0.5, as we say. Binned it in the wall in wet conditions immediately. Classic Stephen Pradboot. Classic. It's Morgonius. Really close to Tim Lees now. Come on, get this corner right and dive down to the hairpin. He's got the corner fairly well. Is he going to dive? Is he going to dive? Is he going to dive? No. We can dream, guys. We can dream. We can dream. He's got... Oh, no, it's not. He's not him. It's Tim. All right, he's got no ERS, of course. Absolutely. So Tim's played this really well, actually. He's managed the ERS beautifully. He's obviously only deploying it where he needs to. If we watch Tim's deployment of ERS, actually, we're going to do this. We're going to watch this next lap, the second to last lap. And we're going to watch Tim's deployment of ERS, because it's the most exciting thing that's happening. And we're going to see where he uses ERS. And I guarantee it's going to be just on that long straight. Everywhere else is going to save, because there's no way you can get past anywhere, really, without an error, anywhere other than turn 1. So now Tim's going to get on the ERS straight away, out of the corner. There he goes, ERS all the way. He's got the advantage on Morgonius. Morgonius uses it as well, but no joy, because he's going to run out. He's going to derate. So he's got 0%. He's not going to go any further. So he can't catch up, even with DRS, because Tim is using it beautifully and strategically through the lap. That is exactly how you got to do. So he's now on 11%, Tim. He's not going to use any ERS unless he feels really threatened, which he might do there, but no. But even then, he's not worried. He's composed. He's remaining sensible. He's only using ERS at the places where he's vulnerable. Everywhere else, you know, like Tim, he's not using ERS out of here. Morgonius, also not, so fair play. But anyway, he was doing earlier, and he was doing up a day where he used a little bit there. But Tim, again, saves all the way. And there's only going to be one more chance. So it's Morgonius' last opportunity not to hit the ERS button into the small chicane. But he does anyway. He hits the ERS button into the small chicane a little bit. It is habit. But in a race, in positions like this, you've got to be sensible. You've got to use it well. Still, Tim Lees recharges through the lap. Not used a single bean of that ERS all lap. He's going to deploy the whole lot of it on this back straight, because it is the final lap now, and the final opportunity really for Morgonius to get past Tim Lees. So it's going to be an almighty send, and now he doesn't use ERS on the place he should. But anyway, so Morgonius not close enough. So his last opportunity, assuming Tim Lees doesn't make a mistake, is the dive bomb into the hairpin. The dive bomb into the hairpin is on, because all the dive bomb into this turns on. Oh, no, it's not. So he needs to get a really good exit out of this corner. Tim Lees needs to have a little bit of a wobble, and then Morgonius sends it in the inside. No, he doesn't. He stays behind, but it doesn't look like there's going to be any more overtakes towards the end of this Grand Prix. It's been pretty dull. Considering the rain at the start of the race, it's not been a classic, has it? Let's be honest, it's not been a classic. Boyman, he thinks he's in a world of his own. He's won the race by an absolute mile. Don't think there's any penalties coming his way, so there's no controversy this race. Yeah, I can't remember him colliding with anyone. Tim, beautiful drive from Tim. Fantastic stuff compared to his previous races. So it's not much to shout about there. And Morgonius, obviously, strategic error on the ERS. But Boyman crosses the line, definitely will be the championship leader now, wins the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Great drive from him. Tim Lees, 12 seconds behind, is also going to cross the line. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff from the McLarens. McLaren 1-2. Tim Lees, really happy for him. Deserves that, because he's better than what he's shown in the past. Vinrals, P4, pretty easy. Bad strategy, otherwise he probably would have won that race if he took the same strategy as Boyman. He certainly had the pace to challenge. It's such a shame he didn't, because it really made the race boring. Vries P5, great performance by him. But, of course, Villeneuve jumps in because of track limit penalties, so damage limitation for Villeneuve. Not the best race from the Portuguese man. Rocha, his compatriot, also not brilliant. Sokol got around the corner for P8, and Fatnik not far behind, and then the Maverick rounds up the top 10. So everyone not lapped gets a point. Well done, guys, to them. Fastest lap, I'm not sure who it goes to. I expect it's Boyman. Oh, it's not. It's Fatnik. Oh, Fatnik's up to the fastest lap by about 2 seconds. So well done to Fatnik for that. Unless the Maverick can do it about it. He can't. So that's the end of the Grand Prix. Not bad, really. It's not a classic F5, but we've got high standards now. We've had some absolute brilliant races so far this season. We still have a championship fight that is alive. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you see that action throughout the season. We're only on round 7 or 8. Can't remember. But there's the Dutchman, Boyman. Changes his face every race, I think. He is in first place with Tim Lees, P2, and Morgonius. Pretty solid drive, but come on, let's sort the ARS out in P3. Look at the penalties. Ugh, keep it clean, keep it clean. That is disgusting. Whew. Of course, Tim Lees gets a bonus point for pole position. Great drive from Boyman, to be fair. P7 to P1, pretty easy. Morgonius P9 to P3, decent. Vries, great drive from him, all things considered. And I think T-Rex has had better days than today. Louis Webb proving that he's indeed... Well, he's not really proving anything, didn't do anything to prove wrong or right. So we don't know if he's faster than me or not. We'll never know. Perhaps, unless there's a spare seat in F4 next. I welcome him to join me. This would be a laugh to have a bit of a battle. We will have a look through the incidents very fast. And then if you want to have a look to remove penalties, then pause it and get good at doing that. Elliot Parker performing well towards the end of the race, getting a lot of warnings. Pit stops, we don't really bother about that, are we? Not really. Interesting strategies all the way. Vinrell's error. Rocha, not sure what that strategy is. And wow, Elliot Parker, what is he doing there? Wet, wet, inters, medium, soft, soft. Brilliant stuff. Anyway, that's it from me this weekend. Don't forget, like and subscribe, follow Ero, join if you've not joined already. It is fantastic fun. F4 follows this at 8 PM in approximately 45 minutes time. Stay tuned, see how I get on. Always appreciate the support and have a wonderful weekend. See you later.